Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session of Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decide to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons & Dragons for all of the interwebs. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It is a brand new period of time for us. Hope everyone had a good break. I did. I've been working on a lot of notes and fun things for the campaign, as well as playing a lot of video games. But I hope everyone's been staying safe and doing well. We are back. We should be back for the foreseeable future, I think. I don't think there are any holidays or anything like that coming up. So we should be good to keep on going, and we are heading into sort of the final arc of this section of the campaign, which is like the first sort of arc of the campaign that I have planned out. So this is going to be an interesting next stretch for the next few sessions. Yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. I think that's really everything. So we're back on our normal Friday schedule, and I think with that, we can jump right into tonight's session of Roll for Damage.
A door opens, adventure awaits your creation. Each person plays a part, abilities to lay the foundation, setting the stage for everything to start. Classes, they help define a role, and for choices are what finalize the building session zero. Integrates the character and begins a new destiny to be fulfilled. This is your moment to capture. Your fate is hinged on a bet. Release the dice and charge forward. This game is not a game, so now you'll bet your life. The table is set. This is your moment. Take control. It's critical. The final curtain is rising. The world's forever changed. A story made for the ages. All the past experience and friends for every table. It's the future laid out before you. One you will never forget. This group of friends that support you. Come on, answer the call. Don't freeze until the table is set.
All right, we are back. I'm going to get us caught up because it's been a while. Mr. J, who's back tonight, was not here last time, so get him all up in the goodness. Okay, got it. All right. All right. So, last we left off, the Shields of Twilight had spent some time in Emberhold handling some business that they had been given from Cade when they were in Riverren and had run afoul of the government a little bit by jumping into the Forbidden Tomb there. They were asked to figure out an issue that the border fortress was having with their miners, as it is a prominent mining community where they get most of their metal and ore with which to service their armies, vehicles, weapons, all that kind of jazz. Entering the city, they learned that the miners had stopped mining due to things that they were seeing in the caverns themselves, and was unable to be found by the guard. Investigating further, the group found that there was a dispute happening between some devils and Yugoloths, types of fiends, that had spilled out from the River Styx in Avernus to the material plane, because apparently something was being excavated that the Yugoloths had created. And upon further investigation, after working with both sides, were allowed to venture further deeper into the mines, encountering some serpent-like people, the Wanti, guarding an area where the mining had started to branch out, and then venturing further in as the caverns got colder and colder and colder, eventually becoming ice, thick ice and frost, and heading into a large cavern where they could hear mining. Within, they encountered strange, changed beasts and another fiendish presence connected to their friend Campion, who had been communicating with him through dreams and visions. Attempting to stop him, they found that he burned away some innocent people and managed to teleport away with some ominous final tidings for Campion. And Quinn, with his oath and brand, knew that whatever was attempting to be excavated should not be released, and they came upon these changed miners and destroyed them as they ignored the group to continue attempting to break through the ice. When they returned from the mines, they managed to clear up the dispute and get the reward from the castellan of the fortress before heading off towards the mountains to handle some unfinished business for Quinn himself, as he was told by Melora to look for the Shade Barrel plant and take it to a priestess in Veladon's Sunshield City in order to further his quest to save his family or help his family and his sister with the Shadowlands. How? Not sure, but that is a part of what he needs in order to continue forward with his hopes of being able to do something. The group entered into Isgrav and began to search for this plant, eventually coming upon a pack of wolves, and with Peregrine's quick thinking and ability to communicate, took them to an injured pack member, which they were able to heal, and then were given the boon of being able to take some of the Shade Barrow plant, but not before being discovered by some Isgravian hunters who told them that they could only take what they were owed based on the deed that they had done, and were told that if they needed more, they could come back to one of their camps in Forbinet and have more words, and that they were welcome back in this area, and then were escorted down the mountains safely to be on their way. And that is where we pick up. So it is later in the afternoon, and you all travel from the snowy peaks of the Isgravian bluffs, and finally make your way back to Emberhold and within the fortress as the sun begins to set. You know that you have, I think you spent about 6 days here, so you probably are going to make a little bit of time, or at least just beyond time, to get to where you need to in Veladon if you leave in the morning. But you have the evening to yourselves as you are back within the safety of the fortress. So, Shields of Twilight, what would you like to do?
Don't everybody talk at once.
Actually, I have a thought. Considering that huge thing occurred for Campion, and then literally Jay had to bounce out for a week. Just so we all are aware of this, how the fuck is Campion right now, and how would he have been for the past day? Because I feel like that's a question we need to know the answer to.
Oh, Campion has literally said no words.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
I figured we were just like steering him in directions like a human puppet for the last couple
Yeah,
of days.
yeah, I sort of imagine like either Sinric or Baltaim or even Quinn just sort of like physically moving Campion where he needs to be, because otherwise he just stays, he doesn't go anywhere. And
Yeah, I mean, he's been
nudge
following
him.
you, and when you needed him for the bridge, he helped. So he's been helpful when necessary, but he's, other than helpful when necessary, when he knows you can't get past it yourselves, he's been quiet.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's quiet, and he's kind of off in the distance, and he's just writing in his journal, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Cool.
In that case, having made sure everything was taken care of and having kind of like cleaned up where there's still like a little bit left where it was not, cure wounds is not perfect. Perry will turn to Campion and like poke him. All right, you got to talk sometime, bud.
Why do I need to talk? I'm perfectly fine not talking.
Right, okay, so you're just gonna stew on this until it makes your entire insides explode.
There's no stewing.
Huh. Okay. So what's your plan?
On what particular problem?
Harry's eyes just get like this big, and she's just staring at him, and then she looks at Oriana, and then she looks back at Campion. Then she looks at Quinn and looks back at Campion. You know which problem, Campion.
There's at least 2 holes, so gotta count it.
Thank you for counting, Baltaim.
Remember how we said, or at least I said, that you couldn't keep shrugging this off?
I'm not shrugging it off. I have now come to the conclusion that this is inevitable. So yes.
So you're giving up on solving the problem? Since when have you ever given up on solving a mystery?
I have not given up on anything. I am now acclimating proper power within my brain from this problem, which involved the devil, to the now bigger overarching problem, which is trying to fix the chains and trying to make sure the world doesn't end.
Smack him up beside his head like a Denozo smack.
Nice.
Give him a slap.
Give him a good slap. Good.
You
Delicious.
do.
I mean,
You get a smack, Campion.
what's the point of fixing the chains if, you're dead and not able to do anything about it? I mean, we're all kind of in this together, so maybe all of us knowing as much information as you do might be a good start.
Yeah, maybe if we work together, seeing as though most of these problems have been better solved when we work together, we can solve more than one.
Campion closes his book
Mm-hmm.
and then looks at all of you very discerningly.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm not worried about dying is because what I can see, if I live, it's going to cause more danger than if I die. You know what went through my head when I inadvertently killed those individuals.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay,
Do you?
I was on the edge. I did not quite see what happened now. There was a lot happening.
Killed innocent people.
Okay.
Accident.
Okay.
And
That's problematic.
the number went up.
Uh-huh.
The number that I expressed to you, that I saw in the dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was a counter on time. But I see now that it's lives. There's souls
Mm-hmm.
that have been taken by that devil for a particular reason, which involves me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm trying to clarify here?
I think so far we're all on the same page. on
Yeah,
this one.
I feel like you're talking to us like we're dumb or like we don't understand the situation. And we were standing there when it happened.
Are you under the impression, the idea in your head is that if you die, you win and prevent him from doing what he's doing?
That's a very good question.
Because that's kind of what it sounds like. And if so, that's from someone that's so smart, pretty damn stupid.
Yeah, that's about the dumbest thing that's come out your mouth in quite a while since the dragon ain't real. And this time, this time I'm gonna stop you.
Overall, it's the simplest solution. The deal
But what
has
if-
been struck, and the number is reaching its conclusion. There's not enough time to stop the devil. So the easiest solution is that I die. But I would like to have my life mean something before that happens. In doing so, my full responsibility is making sure that the world doesn't end. After
And
that,
what if you die
I
and
have reached
he
my
wins?
conclusion.
I reach over and I grab his shoulders and I turn to make sure he's facing me full on. Campion, I'm not about to have another fool friend die in a fool expedition. I'm not about to have another friend give up on living. I'm not about to lose somebody else. Not if we can stop it. Now, are you sitting here telling me that you think that you're better off dead? Do you want to live or not, Campion? Yes or no?
I do.
You don't know enough about the situation to know whether or not your death means he loses. Something tells me, as big as that sumbitch was, your death don't mean a damn thing to him. He'll just make another deal.
He'll claim what he wants from you when you're dead, and he doesn't have to finish through with everything.
Seems to me you dying's taking the easy way out. You've never taken the easy way out, not as long as we've known you.
It's not that simple. He then pulls out the medallion.
Mm-hmm.
Those reptile humanoids
Mm-hmm.
were wearing the same medallion that I
Okay.
have. Meaning that the organization or cult or whatever that is associated with this symbol is associated with that devil.
Okay.
I don't believe he's the figurehead in all of this. I believe that he is a cog within the overall machine, that they are inevitably coming to the conclusion of. And I think it also involves that creature down in that cave.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I am also a cog within that machine. If I remove myself from the machine, it can no longer operate.
Don't believe that's true. There was a warning and bit of extra information that we did get after the fact from that new devil friend of ours, warning that if we're going to take on this guy, we take on Moloch, we got to break this with the bond on you, or else it's going to kill you to fight him. And that completes the bond. So that would mean, if you follow the logic train to the station, if you die while the bond is still active, the bond completes.
No, that's an assumption, not a fact.
So is all of what you said, sir.
Yeah, how is what I said any different from what you're saying? Because I'm basing about it on as much information as you are.
I mean, I'd hate to say it, but I would trust them more than what we know. They seem to know more. I mean, she even seemed to hate what you've become. That implies knowledge.
Yes, in my experience, hatred is usually an informed decision, unless it's based on complete ignorance. But real hatred is a conscious choice.
Campion, if I may. I think a metaphor would be appropriate to describe your situation. If this Moloch is using you to accomplish his goal, then he is likely also using others. Much like a dairy farmer uses cows to earn a profit. One cow dying is not going to stop him from selling his milk. It's a very strange metaphor. I give you that.
It's very accurate, though. Honestly, it's probably one of your better choices as far as metaphors to describe things, Oriana. I'm quite proud. Usually, you do all this flowery shit that don't make a lot of sense, and then you get to the point. But this one made sense. You should be proud.
Thank you.
But she
Campion,
makes a good point.
go ahead and make a history check for me.
Yeah, because I thought I remember. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
That is
You're in a
bad.
bad place, and
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nothing is working right now.
well,
Oh.
yeah, you're just
That's painful. That was a
everything.
really shitty way to
Everything's
start
bad
this
and
session.
terrible, and this is your path forward.
I just want to point out that was the first roll of the year.
That's all right. Get it out now.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
We
for that.
won't. Yeah, let's just keep that like in the very beginning, and then when other shit happens, let's not do that. Just a
Yeah.
suggestion.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
Can't
Campion.
help you with this one.
I know.
I mean, you can never help on a natural one. It's like the rule of D&D.
I know.
And no matter what it is, no matter how bad you want to help, if it's natural one,
I know.
you just got to say to your friend and fellow player, go fuck yourself.
No.
It's like the unwritten rule. It's okay.
It's
It's okay, don't worry about it.
Feeling that a
The
DM
unwritten rule of
has.
D&D is natural one means fuck you. That's it.
That's painful.
It is.
Okay, but anyway, yeah.
We'll try a different angle then. I mean, what if you think about this in your scientific vision? Wouldn't it fit just as logically that maybe say he can't directly harm you as per the contract, but if you die on your own accord, then the contract is fulfilled? I mean, wouldn't that make some semblance of sense as much as what you're saying? And at least worthy of exploring further?
Simplest facts are, as long as I live, the contract seems to be active. The contract requires blood to be spilled. That blood means lives are now connected to my soul. The easiest and most direct solution that I can think of is that to end the contract, I can no longer be alive. My mind is set. It has already come to this conclusion. I
And
no
you let the
longer
other
care
side
about
win
this
by
devil.
default.
I care about all of you living, and that is the only thing driving me forward.
I mean, I'm no like contract lawyer expert, but like, can't we just get like someone above him to make another deal? And then that's what we kind of learned with
That
me and
is
Oriana.
kind of how we got around our thing. I don't know what would be more powerful, though.
Oriana, I'll let you make a history check for this one.
While the roll's happening, now I may just be a simple country warlock. Sorry, I had to make. You were talking about contract law. I just said
History. 20.
Okay.
Dirty.
Okay,
Ooh.
you remember both in the court of Zariel and when speaking to Regis, this deal was not struck with Moloch. It is someone far above him.
Yeah.
And he, though you learned that he was once an archduke, he lost that power. He is likely as much stuck to this contract as Campion is, by whoever instated it. And given what you've learned about the soul bond, it is specifically to tie you to a lair of the Hells. You're not 100% sure what lair that is, but I think you were given a hint by Regis. So you would need someone stronger or above that to be able to potentially break this pact, which you also remember way back when in the Temple of Melora, when you were all at the Arbor.
Yep.
Arathis specifically talking to Campion about this. And him kind of brushing her off.
Campion. This deal was not struck between you and Moloch, right?
I am assuming as much.
So whatever it is something that can behold Moloch and you to a pact, to an agreement. We're talking at least something as powerful as what he once was. A leader in one of the 9 hells. Without knowing who specifically the contract was made by, I think you have to go big or go home, as they say. You tried to communicate with Asmodeus through my journal. But have you tried reaching out to Arathis?
Arathis has nothing to do with the Hells.
No, but she took an interest in you. Way back when we met the gods in person.
It was this when Quinn and I weren't in the room.
It may have been. I don't remember.
I don't know, man. There's a lot going on there.
Probably.
I was busy sucking at being a cleric, so I can't really remember everything.
Well, both of you had exited.
Yeah, we had left the room, yeah.
Oh, there you go. See?
Yeah.
I was off sucking
No,
at
I
being
was-
a cleric.
I was pretty sure. Okay, wait a minute now. If Arathis was interested in helping you, why aren't you getting help from Arathis?
Kind of Campion did it. So
I mean,
I know that you're not. To put it mildly, a person of faith.
fair point.
You're a person of facts and figures and all of that, but asking the gods for help doesn't mean that you have to give up everything, to sell all your possessions, go to a temple and kneel at an altar. I mean, I've been inside the temple to Asmodeus twice. 3 times, maybe?
I've been in a single temple to Coralon. Just one. One time.
I've actively pissed off at least 2 gods, and I still have juice.
And it's not a competition.
I'm just saying.
I don't think Arathis...
Comparison, more like.
I don't think Arathis wants you to change who you are.
Maybe the manners.
And
Missing the forest through the trees here.
They are people that hold more information than we have and could impart more of that information that could potentially change the way things are perceived right now.
Think of her as a research partner.
I was going to say,
Someone who can help verify your findings. Someone who could provide you with experience, knowledge, or peer review. all these different things. Science, from what you've explained of it to me, it's not this thing that one person controls. It's many people working towards the same goal, yes?
Yes. Oriana, we've all had this conversation before, and just if I will express again to all of you, I have no problems talking to gods. My problem is the way they talk is in riddles.
I would think that would be perfect for you. Give you something to figure out.
The one thing
You
I
seem
hate
to like
more
to
than
figure
tea
things out.
is riddles, Sinric.
not all of it is riddles, though. I mean, in all the conversations and things that I've done with Coralon, a lot of it has been pretty straightforward.
Then he points to the bag and is like, okay, then what about the stone?
You mean the orb
Yes,
with the memories?
yes.
That wasn't a riddle.
But you had to figure that out on your own.
But it didn't. It was a gift that eventually I got. Campion, you like facts, okay? This is not about faith. It's about fact. The gods are real. We've met them, we've talked to them, we've seen them. Some of us have. They've given us answers. Maybe not all the answers. Maybe not the answers you want to hear. But they've given us answers. Fact, Arathis apparently wanted to help you. Fact, you were dismissive and rude. Fact, you need help. Fact, without that help, you're going to die.
Other
And-
fact, we'd prefer if you didn't die.
I want to make something very clear, and this is an awful, awful thing that I'm only saying because I believe that it's true. Fact, Campion. If you really, 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 truly believe that the answer was for you to be dead, you would walk off a cliff and be done with it. If you really, in your heart of hearts, believe the only logical solution to this was your death, we wouldn't be having this conversation because you wouldn't still be here. fact. You know there's another answer. You're just too scared.
We're not saying, champions, that you have to enjoy the process of being familiar with a god. We're not saying that it would be easy. Hells knows, Asmodeus did not make it easy on me. We just want you to try. You're resigning yourself to a fate, a very unfortunate fate, while a great resource is still available to you.
I mean, would it even be a detriment just to even ask?
No.
I mean, the way I see it, asking, you don't have anything to lose, but you might have a lot to gain.
I would recommend starting with an apology if you were rude. But
I'm gonna walk up to Campion and just kind of grab his arm and just put my head on his shoulder.
Okay.
We care about you. You're one of us. You're a Shield of Twilight. Like it or not, we're all a family. I don't want to lose anyone.
I don't think we can bear it.
I thank all of you. I'll do what I must. I do say that I'm not scared of the things I'll learn, the new things I'll learn. I'm just worried of the things they'll tell me that I already know.
And we'll handle it together. Just kind of squeeze his hand.
You're not alone. It's kind of the point.
That's the thing, though. If I was alone, I wouldn't have to worry that my thing would end up killing all of you.
What's another brush with death? It's just Tuesday afternoon at this point.
I've given up trying to figure out what the fuck my life is anymore.
It's an
Pretty
honor.
sure most of us here have died at least once.
Not me, just all of you.
I silently raise my hand to fist bump all time.
Hell yeah.
Last men standing.
Y'all quit tempting fate.
Campion, it's an honor and a privilege to share your burdens as well as your successes. That's what the family does. I'll kind of give like a quick little glimpse over towards Quinn, just to see if he meets my gaze.
Not really. He's just sort of paying attention to
Yeah.
Campion.
I didn't figure. I figured not.
Yeah. Nice try, though.
We have faced a great deal together. What's someone's personal devil?
At least this time it's a literal personal devil. You know, like it's interesting just for the. I don't know what the word
Novelty
is for
of it?
No, not really novelty. I'm trying to think of a word for exactly how on the nose this is, a personal devil and literal devil.
Like we're actually fighting someone's monkey on their back.
Right. If you're fighting someone with a literal monkey just perched upon their shoulders, flinging things at us and just screaming and wailing about. that would be novelty. This is, I don't know. I'm losing whatever the word is for it, but it exists. And also, I think I speak for all of us when I say this, Campion. If you die by any means that's your own fault, I will make it my mission in life to bring you back from the dead just so I can fucking beat you to death and then bring you back again.
That's quite disturbing.
Yes, I know.
Pretty sure it's how he shows love.
That's like a pattern.
No, the pattern is you keep murdering us. That's a fucking pattern, you fucking psychopath.
Murdering me, actually. It was me twice.
It was Oriana twice. Our point being, Campion, we appreciate your concern. We also think it's bullshit because we care about you. We will help you solve this. If this were something where that number was going to rise so quickly that we couldn't take care of what we're already working on, it'd be done by now, if you think about it. We have time. First, we go to the shackle. Then, God's willing and the creek don't rise, we start working on what your problem is.
Are we still walking to Emberhold?
No, you're in. I would say
We're,
at this
like-
point, like you're probably
Oh.
sitting down eating some food at this point in the
Yeah.
tavern, getting ready for your evening.
I ordered potato skins somewhere during this conversation, and I think they should have arrived by now.
Yeah, you have them. You have drinks, all of you. Again, remember your stay is covered while you're here for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Campion, you know you're in the place where your rooms are and everything like that. You're in a safe space. You're back at the fortress.
All right, cool.
This is a safe space where your friends can threaten your life.
Can threaten your life with love.
Love.
Mhm.
All right, cool.
That's the way you do it. Because you're not really family unless you really wanted to kill somebody at least
In
once.
that case, I'm most family
getting
than
clipped.
anyone else.
No. See, that's really, really wanted to kill someone. You've just killed
Actually
people.
done that.
Yeah.
you know.
There's a difference between, like, okay, growing up, I wanted to, probably kill my sister at least once, but I never did that, which is the thing that makes you not a murderer. And you left out that first part of murderous intent, but no murderous action. You just went, you skipped intent. You went straight to killing. Just like
Admitted.
you leapfrogged it.
Hey,
You know.
she's still here,
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
hold on.
Magic
But
fix things.
Campion, is there anything specific you want to do or say?
Yeah. He's so Cammy's like, thank you for the kind words and non-veiled threats. I will have to take my leave and contemplate all of this. But I do appreciate the help. And he gets up, and Greybow goes, and he's like reluctant, and then, he goes to his room.
Okay. So Campion heads off to his room.
After he's well out of earshot and up the stairs and up to where the room is. So which one was this checking on before bed?
Nose goes.
I'll peep in on him.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Not for Baltaim.
Can't think of anything.
I'd like to just go check on Cinder and then probably head to bed.
Yeah, Cinder's still good in the stables, as are the rest of your horses and wagon. everything's been well taken care of. Campion, Peregrine comes to knock at your door before she heads off. Do you answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure you're all right.
I'm okay.
And that you hadn't done anything dumb.
No.
Okay. You know where my room is if you need me. Everything's gonna be okay.
Do you know what I thought when I killed those people?
What?
Nothing.
What do you mean?
I don't feel regret killing those people. That's why I wasn't talking. Because I was scared to say anything. I enjoyed it. It felt right. Taking those lives for no apparent reason. You know, anytime I would think back, I feel like I'd say something about collateral damage or things needed to be done. I think now those were just excuses for me to do bad things that would hurt people. That's what scares me.
Champion. The fact that it bothers you, the fact that it scares you, that you think that, means you don't 100% think that. Means you're not a bad person. If you didn't think there was anything wrong with that, then I'd be worried.
Maybe you're right.
I'm a pretty good judge of people.
Don't tell the others, okay?
No, it's fine. It's not. You're not a monster, Campion. You just think differently than everybody else. And you're going through some stuff. You're gonna be okay. I promise. But you have to let us help.
That's the thing, Barry. You have no idea what's gonna happen. And then he starts closing the door. Then just clicks it, locks it.
Okay.
I stand there for a minute and stare at the door. And to no one in particular. Someone please help him. Someone please guide him. We can't do it all. I rest my hand on the door for a second. And I go to my room. And I pull out my sketchbook. And I turn to the page right after the sketch of Dobby that I've been working on redoing.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend some time sketching Campion.
All right. You do.
In just as much detail. Before I go to bed.
All right. Anything anyone else wishes to accomplish?
Yes, I have a question. I know you said their stay is covered, but I'm not treating this like it's a fucking all-inclusive deal. How much would a bottle of something be?
If you want to like take it to if you want to like take something to a room or like not have it at the table or whatever.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want. What are you looking for? Like hard liquor? Like a whiskey? Scotch? A rum? Like what are you looking for? Wine, ale? And like what quality? Like low, medium, high?
Like a mid-grade wine, because I'm not very wealthy.
Okay.
As a person.
Yeah, a mid-grade bottle of wine, probably like 5 gold.
Cool. I can do that. I will get one of those.
Okay. Red or white?
Money.
You have the option of either. Or rosé, I guess.
Quinn knows about as much about wines as I do, which is none. Just goddamn surprise me.
Okay.
Do you like sweet? Do you like
you get a nice
surprise me.
You get a nice red Pinot Grigio.
Great. Those are words.
All right. So you get your bottle and head back to wherever you're heading.
Yes, I'm going upstairs and I am going to knock on Perry's room.
All right.
I really thought it was for me, you know. I was hoping.
Nah, man, I would have gotten you like the rum.
I know.
Or
I was just, it was a dream.
Or like
of mine, you know.
I would now if it was ball team, I would have gone with like the rum, probably the whiskey.
But yeah,
like,
Perry, you hear the on your door as you're
trying to date everyone.
finishing your sketch.
Yeah, come in.
Ball team's just trying to like ship as much as he can to see what sells.
I can hope. I can boy
dreams. You get told to enter, Quinn.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I just had that was great. Okay, game face. All right. Yeah, so I go in and I'm holding up the bottle. I thought I owed you something.
For what?
I've come to the conclusion after today that I would have probably accomplished literally nothing that I needed to accomplish with where I'm trying to get with my actual life goal. If it was not for you, I would not have been able to find that temple in the middle of the damn jungle, or probably talk my way through it, because people guarding it want very little to do with anyone that's not, you, it seemed. And today specifically, since I can't speak to animals, I would have been up that mountain just banging my head against a wall.
You would have figured it out.
I highly doubt it. With my read of what the situation was, my skill set does not at all go along with what was at hand. Had you not been there, it would have been impossible. And that's with a lot of shit that I've been trying to do. So I figure I at least owed you a drink, since I have very little else I can provide in the way of gratitude in some place with which I am completely unfamiliar.
I appreciate it. I still don't think that you wouldn't have figured something out. I mean, you don't know what was on the other side of the other path.
That's true. That's not the direction that we went. And that's not the way things played out. You're entitled to your opinion, and I can just think it's wrong.
Fair enough. All I'm saying is I just happen to have a couple of skills.
However you want to put it. You happen to have the exact skills that are necessary for me to be able to get where I need to go to try to save people, or at least save what's left of them. And
maybe this time.
this time, other time. Did you miss the part where I mentioned previously as well? I feel like
I didn't find that temple, Quinn. And I just happened to be the first one to speak up because I was also looking for a tribe of potential druids.
right.
I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Did
Yeah,
my
that happens
skill set-
once. It's if that happening once is more like I got lucky, right place at the right time. More than once, it tends to be less about luck and more about not you being in the right place at the right time, you being the right person to be trying to carry out a task.
All I'm trying to do is help. All I'm trying to do is step up and get us where we need to go and get what needs to be done. And keep you guys alive at the same time. Just so happened that in the jungle, they also spoke Druidic. It just so happened that in the mountains, I was still wearing that ring.
Right. So I feel like I came in here to try to, do a nice thing and be grateful and give you. If I've somehow entirely fucked it up, so I'm gonna leave this and I'm just gonna go. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm garbage at speaking to people anyway. I'm just gonna go.
Quinn!
Do you continue walking out?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Big jackass.
Yup.
I don't even drink wine all that often.
You might need to after that.
It's funny that he got Oriana's drink for Perry.
Yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. I thought he was going
The
to
options there weren't really I wasn't really seeing anything that she's had
Perry
before.
drinks
I'm like,
tea.
yeah, I know. I'm not gonna bring you fucking tea. Like, here, I brought you tea. It was like a fucking copper because it's just leaves and water.
Rude. But anyway, as soon as he leaves, Perry opens it up. Okay, and I just like take a swig of it and put the lid.
Yeah, it's easy enough to put the cork. Yeah, it's easy enough to get the cork back in, and it's fairly like nice tasting. It's not too dry. It's got like sort of like this like nice aftertaste, but still not your like drink of choice.
Yeah.
But you figure like at a nice point in time or whatever, it could be something nice to share.
Yeah. Harry is garbage at accepting gratitude and compliments, just like her player.
All right, Quinn, I assume you just go back to your room.
Well, I'm debating on one other thing, actually.
Okay, what's that one other thing?
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. I'm going to go knock on Oriana's door.
Okay. Oriana, you hear a...
Who is it?
Yes.
You know
Judging
the
by
voice.
the voice, Peregrine. And I'll open the door with like a smug smile.
Right. So, I had something I wanted to say. So, you're still alive. A thing that is not at all your fault. But a thing that I have been holding against you, which is probably not right. And I basically just need to remind myself of that. And also tell you as well. Much as much as I can, I need to essentially forgive you for being the one what's alive. And that is a process. I suppose saying something about it is about the furthest I can get at the moment.
I know that the choice wasn't easy for you, Quinn. And there have been days I wondered, just as you do, if I was the right choice. I can never understand what you gave up to bring me back.
Problem is, I can. I know exactly what I did.
And the gratitude I can give you will never be enough to repay it. All I can do is stray true to the promise I made when I learned what you gave up. I will help you accomplish your goals, if it is within my power to make that journey, to make that trial any easier for you, I will. And if there is a way to save them, I will journey into the depths of all 9 hells to do that.
Well, I suppose I have to see how much further we get. I mean, we've already been to the hells. Didn't seem to be that bad.
A lot nicer place than it seems.
Take this however you want. I honestly liked it there better than I did in your fucking city. It was nicer. And I felt less as though something wanted to stab me in the back for walking around the corner.
No offense taken. It's my home is an acquired taste. To say
Your
the
home
least.
is a garbage pit. I hate it, and I don't ever want to go there again.
Do you remember the day we first met?
Yeah, I was trying to buy some shawarma. I ended up knocking the shit out of a man in the street, if I recall right.
You did.
And then I had shawarma.
You were one of the first people I met on my journey who saw me as a person and not as a, well, words that are indecent to use, shall we say.
I was taught to see people for people. When you meet them, they'll prove whether or not they're pieces of shit if you give them a minute. But you got to give them a minute to prove whether or not they're a piece of shit.
I know that I broke the trust between us.
Yes, several times.
And I know.
And then stomped on it and set it on fire.
I know things would never be like they were.
This is also true.
But I hope beyond hope, we can still at least be friends.
I suppose at this point that depends on you. I mean, to go ahead and use the inappropriate words, if you're going to fuck me, buy me dinner first. And not just me, by the way. If you're going to collectively fuck all the people that you're traveling with. I feel like if this time you're actually serious about trying to do better and be better and whatnot, then that'd be a start, perhaps, but put up or shut up, I suppose, is about where we are.
Fair enough. But I still reserve the right to tease you every now and again. Come on, admit it. You like it a little bit.
No, I refuse. You get nothing out of me, madam.
I'll go in for a hug and hope it's not going to be that awkward thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just stands like a tree.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's worse. You go in for the hug, and instead, just a slow slide backwards and just the pat on the head.
Mm-hmm. What you
And
got?
then what?
Fair enough.
I wasn't asked for consent. God damn it! And it's important.
Sure.
See, at least one person agrees with me, and that's what the internet is about. You find one person that agrees with your batshit opinion, and that means you're correct.
All right. So you get a pat on the head.
Yep. And then I just go.
Okay.
Have a good night, Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Head off to your respective room,
Yep.
and everyone turns in for the night. Is there anything else anyone wants to do?
A peaceful, uninterrupted night's sleep.
You all do. You have a
Yay.
good night's sleep.
Hooray.
And wake up fairly rested, as you were able to get most of your stuff done fairly early in the day and didn't have really many mishaps or anything like that. So you're able to get up in the morning, get together, grab your morning meal before you head off on the road. You get the stable hands to hitch your horses back. Oriana, you're able to get Cinder, and Quinn, I believe you still have your warhorse. So
Yep.
you're able to grab your black warhorse.
Yes.
And is there anything specific anyone wants to do before you start onto the road?
Mm,
I don't think so.
I think you still got plenty of like rations and water and stuff like that because you
yeah.
gathered that up in River End. So
Yeah, I think we're
provision
okay
wise, you should be fine.
Yeah, I think so. The only thing I would do before heading out is find Perry for like 2 seconds and get the plant that I, dug up.
Mhm.
Because, after an evening thinking, what the fuck am I going to do with a fucking plant?
Mhm.
I don't know if this is supposed to be alive or dead whenever I get it where it's going. So, here, it's a plant. They're kind of your thing. Have fun with it.
I go see if Campion has like an empty jar or something that I can put it in for safekeeping.
Sure.
Yeah, he's got like biggers and shit.
Yeah. So he gives you like a jar. I will say, like, think of it as like when you break off a leaf of like aloe vera kind of thing.
Okay.
It's gonna last until you like open it in a specific, like, based on the physiology of the plant that you see.
Okay.
It's not like a flower that will just like die off once the flower no longer has the ability to like suck in nutrients once it's been like cut from its roots. So it should
Right,
be
sure.
fine.
Sure, but as a person with a only +1 in nature.
No,
I don't fuck with
I'm
that.
not saying that to you. I'm saying that you have no
Yeah.
idea. I'm saying that to Peregrine.
Exactly.
Like once she's
Yeah.
given it, you get the sense of like this should be fine. As long as you don't like crush it or like lose it or whatever. So
Yeah.
like once you put it in the beaker, you feel like this is gonna like this will last us till whatever we need to do with it has been done with it.
Okay.
But you have shade barrel plant in a beaker.
Yeah.
You probably want to leave some oxygen in the beaker because if you seal it, that might kill it.
Yeah. I poke holes in the top.
Yeah,
of the lid.
Yeah. But yeah, you feel like otherwise.
Like catching fireflies in a jar.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else anyone wants to do, or do you just set out on the road?
I'm going to do that thing, get the warhorse, which I've named Genevieve, and then get out.
All right. You all begin your travel. So this is going to be a long week of travel.
Oh boy.
So I will say you head out from Emberhold, making normal time. You don't feel like you have to rush. You feel like you have more than enough time, so you don't have to push your horses or your mounts too hard. And as you begin to make your way towards the coordinates given to you by Lex, the majority of your journey is fairly uneventful. You do run into a group of bandits on the road, but after an initial exchange and the realization that your group are not just simple travelers, they manage to retreat with their tails between their legs, and you are left to your own devices. And other than a few beasts that carefully skirt the distance around you, you tend to be mostly unhindered. Is there anything specific anyone wants to do over the course of these next 6-7 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Towards the middle of the travel, people will probably Oriana has been like sitting in the back most days, kind of just scribbling in her notebook. People have probably seen that. And about like halfway through, whoever else is in the back, just hears her say, "I think it's done." She just kind of closes it.
Okay. I think the
Feel like-
people in the wagon with you would be like the people that would be able to hear you would be Campion. Oh wait, actually, would you be? I guess you'd be spending some of the time in the wagon, some of the time on Cinder.
Yeah, some of the time was Cinder.
So if you're doing this in the wagon, the people that would maybe recognize would be Campion, Cynric, Baltaim, and Peregrine. Peregrine's, I think, driving with Baltaim at her side or Cynric at her side. Sometimes switching out, but those are the ones. Quinn probably wouldn't because he's on his own warhorse.
Yep.
What's finished?
Oh, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it at camp tonight.
I feel like you said that wanting someone.
That's
to
why I didn't buy into that
ask.
bait. I just didn't go for it.
Just
See what you did there?
just excitement. Just thinking aloud. It's nothing to worry about.
Can I spend the entire time reading the black powder book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll say for these 3 days, you get a good, what would this be? 24 hours of reading done. You're getting, how much have you already done of it?
I've done like 3.
Okay. So you're getting like maybe like halfway through the book.
Hold on. 76. Which way not 24? Oh, damn.
And like getting halfway, you're getting the understandings of like how it is procured, how it is ground to be used as a catalyst for explosions, and you're starting to get more into the applications of it in specific devices like firearms and like explosives and things like that. Cool. Other than that, Oriana, is there anything else you want to like at night, that same night?
So yeah,
maybe like
that's-
the third or fourth night when
Yeah,
you
that-
hit camp. Okay.
Yeah, so that night, as we're kind of like setting up camp and everything, or she hasn't put up the dome yet.
Okay.
And you see her start pulling out all of her instruments and doing the chords and things on the instruments, getting them nice and tuned. Pedagon,
Yeah.
a while back, I asked Asmodeus to help me out, to clear up the block that prevented me from acting in certain ways right before during our time in what was it, Zuma, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our time in Zoom.
Zoom.
Zuma.
Zoom. And he wanted to know what I would give up. And there were things I offered, but what he wanted, and what we eventually made a deal for, was my music. So he asked me to make a song honoring you, my sister.
Oh.
And I will cast one-man band.
Okay. You do. And you begin to hear the instruments pick up as Oriana begins to cast the music on each one of them, playing a bit of the melody and letting them continue. And you hear the melody as it starts off light and sweet, signifying you and the person that you are and where you came from. This optimism and hope and will and the journey that you made leaving the forest to figure out how to save your people. And as it changes, the meeting of all of you, the gathering of a group of strange travelers under strange circumstances, and the hardships and turmoil and things you've been through but grown closer from, and all of the adventure and excitement and loss and difficulty, but all of the knowledge and learning that you gained together as a group and how it brought you closer to one another. The creation of the Shields of Twilight and who you are. And as it continues to play, it signifies who you are and who you've become, and how Oriana sees you, and your growth from who you've always said to be the awkward druid who didn't know her own power into the young woman you've become today who understands that she's more than that. And the unknown ahead of you and the challenge that you face and how it connects to everything that you're doing. And the uncertainty of even the decisions you currently make, but the unhindered determination that you have to see it all through and to do that together, and what that ultimately will mean and lead to. And as it continues to play through all of these versions of you, you play through all of the things that have happened, the ruins, the temples, the gods, Avonhurst, Luxaturna, Tharizdun, Corlin. Just everything. And as it begins to wind down towards the end of the song, you hear that note of optimism and comfort. And you know that no matter what, you won't be alone through the rest of this journey.
I literally just rush at Oriana and fling my arms around her. You really are my sister. And that was beautiful. And now I'm gonna cry like a little baby again. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. Also above table, damn. Just damn.
Right?
Big shout out to Vorpal Lance.
That was beautiful.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do? And I will say, Oriana, as you're playing the music and watching Peregrine listen to it, make a perception check for me.
Okay. That is a 22.
Nice.
Off in the distance, as you're kind of like watching Perry, you notice something just behind her shoulder, and you kind of glance for a moment. And you see two figures. The very recognizable figure of Asmodeus, and beside him, the stern and poised, white-haired visage of Ayun. And you watch him give a nod, give a smirk, hold his hand out, and you watch her put something in his hand, frustrated, before he smiles, and they both turn.
Could I see what was put in the hand?
You
or
could
just
not.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just hold on to the fact that you made Mom lose a bet.
Ant.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
If you remember Ant, but yeah, and then you just see them turn and walk away and fade off in the distance.
I wasn't saying Mom for him. I'm remembering every fucking time Oriana would try and pray and using sending. You'd always be like, Mother of Mages and whatever. Mom lost a fucking bet because of you.
She is someone's mom,
That's
maybe.
your takeaway.
But yeah. But that's what you see.
Wow.
Cool. I just kind of smile.
But yeah, is there anything else anyone wants to do?
Not to put a damper on that wonderful moment. that just
No, don't
happened.
do it. Don't do
We
it.
could just do this on another day is the thing. Like,
No,
let that be
go
its own
ahead.
thing.
Well, I can't. I'm asking like over the days you have
Yeah.
choices. Yeah.
Maybe not following that, but
Okay.
maybe the
I would
next
hope.
day.
I would hope not. Just like,
Sure, Cindric,
give it
yeah, what do you
5
want?
minutes to
So-
breathe.
Well, after the Steel Shackle, I mean, at some point we're heading to the city. We may want to think of like some type of disguise, whether it be, well, probably not magical, given where we're going, but we're probably gonna have to find a way to hide me or make me not look like me.
Right. How do we do that? You're a fucking house.
Well, I had
I'm
an
just-
idea actually.
Is it not wearing the hat? Because I feel like that might, if it's been your signature look forever, you just sort of take that off, replace it with a different hat. People just won't know who you are.
We could shave him.
We've actually seen some pretty decent sized folks, the Goliaths out there, maybe some type of dye, and could potentially disguise myself that way.
Right, which you want us to acquire in the middle of nowhere, far,
Uh,
far away from any sort of shop where one would acquire a dye. Is this maybe something you should have thought of back when we were, I don't know, a place where commerce could have happened?
Point
Actually,
of order.
Did
You're
bring
not
this up
that
in the city.
big. I mean,
Feels
we
like
talk
a
about how
half
big
giant.
you are, but you're not half a giant.
I mean, as
You'd be
far
like a
as-
small one.
Yeah.
You also know that there are cities like in between and on the way that you could potentially stop in at.
I mean,
So
some of the
you wouldn't-
Goliaths we've seen don't necessarily tower over me. I mean, we're not like trying to make me literally a giant. Just maybe look like a different person than I am.
Are there wanted posters for you? Is this going to be a situation like when we went into a trail and there were
Well, we're not going to teleport into, you know,
wanted posters outside with Oriana's face all over them?
I mean,
or-
there might be. I haven't been there in a while.
No,
Well,
you'd
you
know
were-
you'd know there would be no
Yeah.
wanted posters for you. You were not a
You-
criminal. You were exiled.
You were asked to leave, right? So you were just told not to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
you, like,
well,
Cut your hair off, something.
I mean, I feel like a cloak with a hood and such, and maybe just don't draw attention to yourself, and we'll be all right.
Perry,
I
have
feel
you
like-
met us?
I haven't.
I'm on the
I-
side of Baltaim. I mean, we tend to attract attention.
We just attract attention
from
whether you want to or not.
the bunch of people we are.
I
True,
mean,
but sometimes a little attention isn't bad for hiding.
I mean,
That's not true at all.
my point is like, how recognizable are you there, really? Like the way that you keep saying that we should disguise you, it honestly feels like there are wanted posters or something. Like, were you famous?
It's
I mean,
been like
family was-
almost 9 or 10 years at this point.
Yeah.
So
But still, I mean,
I have some makeup, but it's more for. And I just kind of gesture at my skin. It's more for this skin tone, so I don't know if that would help.
I mean,
mean,
that
I-
red
I
stuff
might
you put
be-
under your eyes is not going to do a lot for him. Like,
I
it
might
does
be
great for your.
overthinking things, and
I
maybe
have-
age has taken its toll. But
We
I
could do,
mean,
like, some
it's just
travel-
something that
Marketing, so then they won't really recognize your face.
I have some
I-
ink.
I hold on. I have a question for the DM just because we're on this Goliath idea. Now, because I've not
He is
bothered
not even
asking
close
this.
to the size of a Goliath.
No, I know that part. That's not what I was going to ask.
Okay.
What I was going to ask is, like, typically every time I've seen any kind of like male Goliath depicted, they're all bald, like alopecia.
Not in
bald
my world.
with
Not
no
in my
facial
world.
hair or hair. Okay,
You've
I
seen
had to make sure.
Goliaths
Cool.
that have
That's fine.
facial hair and hair.
Yeah.
I had to make sure I was remembering right, because otherwise we would have to shave an entire Sinric, and that's like an undertaking.
They do
nobody wants to
generally,
do.
though, like they do generally have some kind of like tribal tattoos somewhere.
Yes.
That they are usually not shy about. Some have them like on the face or head, or like like in the side of like a shaved portion of their head or whatever, or on their neck. But some have them like on their arms or torso or other places, hands. Some of them. But other than that type of marking that is traditionally on almost every Goliath that you've ever seen, you've seen all types. You've seen hair, no hair, shaven, unshaven. So you don't really know what their situation is. But yeah, it's not like if he wanted to be a Goliath, he has to do it.
Right.
It was an idea. I mean, that's all.
I just feel like maybe pretending that you were an entirely different race seems excessive.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
saying
it
we just
may
give him a
very
haircut.
well be.
I mean, I also feel like maybe let's
But-
not.
I would rather walk into a situation prepared. I mean,
The best I can offer you, Cindric, I have some. It's writing ink, but it might be enough to fake a tattoo. You know, we would have to keep up the illusion because it would come off at the end of the day, probably,
I
or
mean,
throughout the day. But
my point being, even back in a trill, the mention of my namesake, I mean, still garners attention.
Right. So we just don't
Maybe
say your surname,
Maybe you don't say your name and
or
to
just
be
name
honest,
entirely.
Might
Wait.
just
So
be
hold on.
enough.
So we
but,
need a
I
fake
mean-
name for you at
Sure.
least. Also, have you always had the hair and beard this long, or is this like a recent thing since like 9 years ago?
I mean, you know, they generally don't tend to let you keep as scruffy when you're.
Well,
serving
that's
on
half the
ship.
battle right there.
then
So,
then
all
we're
right,
with this.
no. So now we need to
You're
take
also a lot fitter and
suggestions.
a lot younger, so
Yeah,
And
exactly.
there's that too.
Kind of like,
Yeah, you got the dad bod and you got the caveman hair and beard thing going. You're like disguised enough, I think, probably.
I
So
mean, that's
it-
fair. I
so
just
now
don't
we
want to
need to-
create another situation for a trill.
Right. So now we need to figure out a code name we use for you instead of your real name once we get there.
Kurt,
Taking any suggestions, no bad ideas. Come on,
Kurt.
so everyone throw some out. What?
Kurt, Curtis.
Curtis.
Oh, that's
Curtis.
not-
Not bad.
that's a
Pretty-
lot better. I was going to say Cindric, but with an S.
Yeah, that's really bad.
That's
I feel like that
problematic.
defeats the purpose.
Okay, no, I said there are no bad ideas. I was wrong.
that one was bad.
Curtis, not bad, not bad. Do we need? We want to try and stay close to her, or go like way far afield?
I mean,
This is not
Curtis
the
Stormhammer of the Stormhammers and
I
Oh,
I-
Stormhammer. No, wait, he doesn't have a hammer. I have the hammer.
Stormax.
I
He
mean,
has
we can
Max.
trade for a bit.
Hmm.
We could trade for a bit.
No,
Yeah, well, there goes that idea.
I need both hands. I need one hand for the weapon, one hand for the shield. It's just how I roll.
Fair. Well, like I said, I mean, this may all just be a moot point, but I mean, I'd rather at least have it out there
Right,
before we do get to the city.
right,
Being on
Right.
the outskirts of Eladon, probably
Ca-
not an issue.
right. Campion, question.
Yes.
In all your time bounty hunting, have you ever had to use an assumed name or had to track anyone with an assumed name?
Yes.
What is the best assumed name you've ever come across, or what is your suggestion for an assumed name for Sinric?
Oh.
I think you may have
well-
broke him.
We'll go with Tar Elgloth. Your are from the mountain tribe. I don't know.
All right.
I think we're going a little too complicated here.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm liking the name
I,
at least.
See, the thing about lying is you kind of like to stay as close to the truth as you can, so it's not really a lie. You kind of know the story. Like, he's a ship hand. He's worked on some ships for his life. He's moved around. He doesn't have really family. He's Curtis. Works on ships. That's it.
Likes
He likes the sea. Yep, likes fishing. Likes
Mm-hmm.
the sea. Likes to go on a boat sometimes, and we stumble across them on a shipwreck. So we need
Should we give him a nickname as well? Like something that...
Kurt. Yep.
Well, I mean, I was thinking
Dude,
something
that's
more that like
easier to
explains
remember.
his...
Big Kurt.
Fair enough.
Big Kurt.
Tiny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could go with the ironic thing, Tiny.
We could just call you Tiny. Just that's shit. We could just go with that for the entire time we're in this in the town.
And no, that's too much. Never mind. I don't say he's mute, so he can't talk. But then that's too much. That's going too far.
He'd forget.
Don't.
Like, knowing our luck, he'd just forget. If someone would be like, "Hey, Tiny," you're like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then we have to say, "My gods, it's a miracle he can speak." And then it just all sort of completely go tits up.
Well, I mean, fair points. I'm probably just overthinking this.
Yeah, but at least now we have a plan to start calling you either Tiny, Big Kurt, or Curtis. I feel like if we can all agree, if that's what we want to do, that way we're all on the same page and no one just starts yelling, "Hey, Cendric!" in the middle of a crowded bazaar. And then that's when the pikes come out.
I mean, I can see situations where that may happen.
That's why I'm saying we
Traveling
need to
us
agree on the name before we go. That way we can start yelling, "Hey, Curtis," or something.
Curtis works.
Okay.
Short, sweet, to the point.
Fair enough. Well, let's hope we all remember once we get through this shackle business into the city.
Now, who are you again?
We can just
Exactly.
we can address this later. I feel like maybe we're overthinking things
I mean,
just
when
a
aren't
little
we?
bit.
Kind of our MO a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean we can't change that.
Fair. Okay, well, keep it on the, non-existent burner.
Yes, keep whatever the topic matter is successfully on fire.
All right.
Kind of fitting.
Mhm.
When we're about another day and a half or so of travel,
Mm-hmm.
I would try to be on a watch with Campion.
Okay. So it's evening time. You're on watch.
Champion is reading a book.
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
say you're almost done at this point. You're getting
Oh,
close.
Pry. Have you tried reaching out yet?
No, I've been reading this book.
Of course you have. Seems a very Campion thing to do.
Well, I've had this book for several weeks now, and I haven't had time to read it. Just brewing potions. I really wanted to read this book.
Fair enough. I don't want to rush you. I want you to do it when you feel ready. I was just curious if you had.
How do you talk to Asmodeus?
Not recently, but I try not to broach him unless it's something I really need an answer on.
It seems like the only really reason you talk to him is to get something.
Sometimes.
It sounds like a very terrible relationship.
It could be better. Like I said, I'm not overly religious either.
I mean, maybe he wants to talk to you.
I mean, I write in the book sometimes, and he'll respond. It's just, you know, he's a busy man. I don't want to harass him unnecessarily. But maybe you're right. Maybe I should. In fact, I'll pull open the book, flip to the page where I normally write stuff to Asmodeus, and just write in there, how much did you get?
Okay.
Just close the book. Ask him a harmless question. See if he responds. Usually it takes a while.
This is starting to become very awkward.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move over a little bit over here and continue reading.
Fair enough.
Do you want me to do a perception with disadvantage?
For what?
I guess aren't we keeping watch?
I'm not actually going to do a watch. I told you.
Yeah, yeah.
Your trip is relatively uneventful.
All right, cool. 6.
I'm just allowing you to like have the roleplay moments. Okay. Eventually, your watch comes to a close, and you guys continue traveling again. Campion, you finish the book pretty much at the end of your travel as you're getting closer to where you need to be. You already know kind of about firearms. You're already proficient with them. But you get a better sense of like black powder. You actually know that like black powder is actually an older way of how sort of firearms originally came to be. You know, most firearms today are actually
Cartridges.
no, they're well, yeah, they don't really use like the explosiveness of black powder. Actually,
Yeah,
most
they use, like, the synthetic soul crystals, right?
yeah, they
Okay.
use the crystals, the spirit crystals, and are more kind of like arcanely powered or powered through that than through the actual like scientific combustion of the black powder itself. But you do get an understanding of how you would use it to create like an old style, like how you could use it to create an old style like propulsion of of like a bullet or a ball or something that would be projected out of a barrel of some sort. And also you also get the understanding of like how you would light it in an explosive to cause an explosion of some sort. So you have the knowledge if you were to procure some black powder to take some time and actually create some like old school like bombs and firearms if you really wanted to, or like a cannon. But you'd need to get the ingredients to do so.
Gotcha. Which is like, I think what, charcoal, potassium nitrate, sulfur, some other
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. Or you know that there's probably places where you could literally buy black powder.
Okay.
It's like just as long as you acquired the black powder itself, and then whatever materials you wanted in order
But I
to
now
create.
know how to use it safely without
Yes,
accidentally
yes.
exploding myself. Okay,
Yes.
Cool.
Cool. All right. So as you finally make your way, you're already in Veladon at this point, and you're making your way towards the location. and eventually you begin to slowly pass through a forested area marked on your map that you can see leads you directly to where you need to meet with your allies. And as you keep an eye out and begin to chart a course through the forest and brush, given your wagon and horses, you continue for a bit until your horses rear back and you are halted by the sound and sight of arrows planting themselves in front of you before you see heavily camouflaged warriors surround you and step out into view. And as they step up towards you, you can see they're like covered in leaves and like paint. You cannot tell, they're definitely humanoid, but you can't tell exactly what races they all are given the outfits that they wear and the painting to keep them hidden. But you see one, a larger gentleman, you assume, call out, "Halt! Who goes there?"
We are travelers, just trying to meet with friends that told us to meet over here. And I'm purposely trying to hide my accent.
Mm-hmm. Travelers in the middle of nowhere. Do you know where you are?
The middle of nowhere?
Celadon.
Strange place to be
Closer to-
meeting friends.
Well, we're trying to follow on this map where they said we were supposed to meet. But we may have gotten a little bit lost. Perhaps if we showed you the map?
DM.
Mhm.
Could I make a perception check to see how many warriors there might be still hiding?
Go ahead, make a perception.
14. I would like to use my super cool ability, Flash of Genius.
Okay, so you're at 20? All right. It's hard to tell. I mean, they like Peregrine's pretty perceptive. She didn't even notice
I didn't see
these people coming out.
Yes.
But what you do notice is like the ones that you can see around you and have made themselves known. You're definitely surrounded by at least 20.
Ooh.
And you look and they're like probably like 5 on all sides. Some still like up in the trees, some on the ground, near bushes and things like that. And then the ones that are like actually out in front of you that are like halting your progress. And the one that you're talking to says, "Map, huh? Let's see it."
I will,
Well,
because
oh.
yeah,
If you have the map, then.
yeah, I would have the map because I'm driving and whoever's next to me is.
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
pull out the map. We're the Shields of Twilight. We're looking for our companions.
He looks at the map and he's like, "I see your map. I see the marking. It's just a real strange way to be meeting people. There's nothing out here, and this is our territory."
Okay.
Apologies, we did not know that this territory belonged to someone.
Well, what
or-
exactly are you meeting out here for? Middle of nowhere. Why wouldn't you meet in a town? Is there something out here that you're looking for?
Well, we just wanted to head to town together with our friends. We were meeting them. They had gone ahead of us. So we were going to meet outside of the town and try and make our way in together because we're new to the area. We're not from around here.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Yeah, I was like,
Sure.
why?
Yeah, I was like, well, why are
I
we're
will-
getting real off
I
topic
will
here.
also kind of squeeze that dolphin statue I have.
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
Hmm.
I think that gives
I
you
mean,
what,
I
a plus.
don't-
It gives you a +1 to it.
No advantage.
Okay,
Advantage on one check.
All right.
One
So,
check. Hey,
If
this
they
is the
ask me to
check.
do it again, I'm
Okay.
You're on your
So
own.
so he
That's
kind
what
of
he treated
looks. Okay. I mean, seems a bit strange since there's no towns near here in the middle of forested area, but perhaps your friends marked it incorrectly for you on this map.
Oh, that could be quite possible. One of them is very bad at directions.
See.
Where on the map are we at this point?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are
not-
just buying time. Like, you guys
You
come up
are
with
not
stuff.
far from where you're supposed to go.
Like someone around
But
here, I guess.
It's through the forest on the other side.
Okay.
Right, because I was gonna say, do I recognize this as Ocean, but I know I don't, because
Yeah,
they're
that's-
like the fossil.
No,
and
this
they're
is
like, way the
not
fuck
anywhere
over
near the
here.
Forest of Whispers at all.
So,
Hmm.
Forest of Whispers
Um,
is like northwest from you, like
yeah,
way
it's, like,
northwest.
way
It's
the
actually
fuck over
closer
there.
to Sunshield City, which is
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
anywhere near where you are right now.
You don't mind us asking?
Like you're like down here somewhere, and Forest of
Yeah.
Whispers is like way up here.
yeah, there aren't any
Who-
towns.
If you don't mind us asking, whose territory are we encroaching on? We want to inform the people out here in these parts. If you don't mind, I mean, if you do, I guess we got to deal with that somewhere else.
We're we keep to ourselves. Just a simple tribe that uses these forests to stay safe.
Okay.
While Tame's kind of taking over the conversation, I'm just going to kind of like fix my hair and try and grab the copper pin and
Okay.
cast sending to Lex. And
Okay.
just
You,
think in my head, Lex, we are near where you said to meet. There is a tribe here.
Mhm.
Do you have any information that could help?
Okay. You send that off. Sorry, was anyone else gonna do something?
yeah, I would say maybe our friends came by here. One of them's name is Lex. Maybe Aaron or Fulton. You know any of them?
It's not coming out here. I told y'all
Ah.
that.
Just trying names.
He's name dropping as best he
Yeah.
can.
I get it.
You see the man kind of look at you, Baltaim, and sort of like narrow his eyes for a moment, and say, "I feel like I've heard those names before, but on some famous people, I think." And
So name dropping gets you.
and he and you get a response. Oh, yeah, fuck. Okay, give me a second. And you hear him go, famous adventurers. You're the best friends or something? That's who you were meeting out here?
More like
Proteges, I would say.
I
more
wouldn't say
like-
that either.
more like acquaintances / co-workers. We're sort of doing some exploration and stuff with them, and Perry's like telling the God's honest truth
Mhm.
without saying exactly what they're doing. We're doing some exploration with them, trying to solve some problems and do some cleaning up.
Right.
We're the Shield of Twilight.
I don't fucking know who that
Yes,
is.
me too, know what.
Perry's just like,
See,
There
that's
is
one of
just-
our main problems. Brand recognition is not strong. I think we need to work on that.
As you do, Peregrine, I think, you get the beeping coming from within your bag.
yep. I reach into the bag and hit the button.
You see the visage
Hello,
of
Lex.
Aaron, actually.
Oh, Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Hello, Lance. And she like turns around from you and
Yeah, I kinda
speaks
like
directly
the
to
rest
this
of the
person.
phone.
Let them through. They're not there with us. Yes, it's fine. You've been good at stopping people trying to get out this way, but they are who they say they are. So please, if you just lead them to our camp, that would be great.
Excellent.
If you'll
Thank
excuse
you, Eric.
me. And she just smiles, and the communicator goes off. And he goes,
Put it back.
right, okay. You are okay. You're the Shields of Twilight. Right, okay. And you see him, he whistles and moves his finger, and you see a lot of the people like sort of hide back in the forest, but his group with about 4 of them start to lead you, and he says, okay, follow me, we'll lead you through. And you begin to be led through the forest, and after maybe 20 minutes or so, it opens up into the large hilly plains of Veladon, and you see before you a swath of tents and armed individuals moving in and out as if preparing for something. And as you move through the lanes set up between the various encampments, you can see some of these people looking at you with curiosity, as Lance seemingly leads you forward. But no one seems to be intent on bothering you or questioning your presence beyond what you can see of quiet whispers and these silent gazes just looking at you as you pass by. Eventually, these sort of ghillie-suited, camouflaged individuals you find them pointing you to a large tent in the center of the encampment and nod at you and then walk away as you are left on your own.
While we're going through this encampment, is there any kind of like iconography up? Like, usually I think there'll be some sort of like sigils or flags or whatever the shit
Yeah,
on the
you
side
do.
of
You
like
see
a tent
you see a banner of this sort of like long starred point of like light almost with a ring around it. It's like this like sort of golden whitish light on the back of like a blue and silver banner.
Okay. I'm guessing I have no fucking idea what that is.
No. None of you have seen this before.
Okay. Secret army. Awesome. This might be handy.
Wow.
But as you get closer to the tent and begin to get yourselves situated and ready to enter, Peregrine, you hear this. You hear the raised voices of 2 familiar people, Lex.
Oh, fun.
And Aaron. And you hear, first, before anyone else, I'm willing to listen, but you have to realize how it looks. That information was private between the 2 of us. The past few years, you refused to take responsibility and left. To what? Become a criminal overlord in Dash. Forgive me if that doesn't instill trust. I'm not going to take the blame for something that had nothing to do with me. I did what I needed to do to make sure I would clear everything up. Besides, it seems you've managed to become cozy enough with your private counsel. No, don't you start. You have no right to act like this after you were the one who decided your way was the right way. I am not one of the people you can fool into doing your bidding or following along like some wide-eyed puppy. Don't turn things around on me to cover up your own failings. Well, my way was right. I have the evidence to show. And then there's a pause. Looks like you have more guests who just need another moment of your time. Excuse me while I go and deal with my own failings.
Oh, God.
And at that moment, you watch as Lex storms out of the tent and looks at you all with a glare before it softens. Oh, it's you guys. Right. I
Hi.
forgot. Yeah, you just got here. Glad you made it. Glad you made it here safely.
Yeah, me too. Quick question, if you got a second. I just sort of gesture around all the tents. What the fuck is all this? I didn't know we were trying to find some sort of armed encampment.
Well, we're doing something pretty important.
I understand. I just didn't know we had this much backup. This is a great surprise.
Yep. Well, like I said, we know how serious this is, so we're doing our best to play our part.
I'm almost afraid to ask. Are we expecting an equivalent force?
I don't
to
know
act
what we're
against
here
us?
to expect. We're just trying to be as prepared as possible. Look, you can
Fair
talk
enough.
to Erin about everything. She'll help you get settled. Tomorrow is gonna be, well, you know. If you need me, I'll be in my tent. And she points towards a tent a little ways off and just like nods at you all and waves, kind of walks off.
Wow.
Yeah, what? Wow, what?
All of this. Also, this is the closest I've been to home in a long time.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Unnerved.
That's good enough.
Do you want to go visit them after this is over?
Not right now.
Probably need to
Not ready
figure
yet.
out if this is all over first, right?
Well, yeah, but also just not yet. I'm not ready yet.
No, you kind of need more of an answer before you go.
Well, just I'm not prepared for what I might be there is all. Right now, I'd rather face whatever's in that shackle. I'm not saying something.
Well,
So.
I meant after the shackle, of course, but...
No, I also meant after the shackle.
Oh, sorry, I misinterpreted.
No, it's fine. I just... It's fine.
Yeah, this is a lot.
And I will hop off and... All right, well, I think Erin's inside, so...
All right.
She's probably waiting for us.
Yeah, I'll say at this point you guys have been like getting out and getting your stuff settled and everything like that.
All right, cool. Then
You're heading into the tent? Yep.
yeah, I'll go in this tent. Why not?
All right. You head inside the tent and you see Erin standing there like with her head in her hands for a moment before she looks up and sees all of you. You can see there's like a table in the center with like maps and things like that laid out, a few notes scattered here or there. But she looks and says, "Oh, I'm glad you're all right. It's good to see that you've made it here safely and well on time."
Yeah, almost didn't make it quite safely because of the advanced scouts that this armed military encampment has, which not to say I'm not impressed and grateful, but how the hell did you swing that? Like all of this?
I've made a lot of friends in the process of what.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, that's well, I believe that at this point we should be able to extend trust to one another, so I will leave you with a closely guarded secret of my own, that you are not to peddle around anywhere else. This is the encampment of the Lightseekers. I personally have gathered these people myself over the years for personal reasons, but they all have a stake in wanting to keep Veladon safe, and we safely help one another. So I brought them here because we are not sure exactly what we will face on the morrow, and it is better to have what we can when we can, at least before we can inform every nation that potentially the end is coming. But you would have been fine. It's just we have to vet and make sure that no unwarranted eyes are making their way in this direction,
I understand.
given what we're about to
Fair enough.
uncover.
Makes sense to me.
Right, well, the plan is for us to head into the ruin tomorrow, early. I'm not sure what it will be like in there, how it's laid out, but the earlier the better, the more daylight we have, and I'm not sure what it will all entail, but I figure it's best to get a good night's rest and then we make our way in.
Okay.
Nice.
Right.
Right. Give me a moment. And she like walks away from you for a moment and out of the tent for a minute. And you guys are kind of like left to stand there. And after a couple of moments, heads back in, and you see a large armored individual, fairly well groomed goatee human man, dark hair. These like sort of steely gray eyes, seems fairly well poised and like he knows what he's doing around a battlefield. And she steps in with him and she says, this is one of my lieutenants. His name is Alphonse. He is the one who helped me gather this group of individuals to help defend this area. He'll be handling all of the preparations out here while we enter the ruins. Should anything happen, they are the first line of defense to keep anything at bay that might try to get out, if we are unable to stop it. And he just kind of gives a nod. Pleasure.
Right.
If you need
Nice to meet
anything
you.
about the encampment, just let me know. I'll do my best to point you in the right direction, but as far as I know, you're all making your way into where you have to go tomorrow, so you likely won't need me too much. Or at least I hope you don't.
Yeah, let's hope we don't need you. That's all.
Yeah. We'll
'Cause,
keep unmentionables out of this area, though, and make sure that no one inadvertently finds their way here that shouldn't. We're out in the middle of nowhere, Veladon, though, so I don't think we should attract too much attention, but you never know. If you'll, excuse me, I've got to get back to preparations. I'm sure you saw the camp was in quite a bit of a fuss. We've only managed to recently make our way here, and we're still getting set up a bit, so it's been a pleasure.
Question.
Yes.
You got any work needs doing that maybe someone's got a bit of smith training can handle? I know weapons need sharpening, horses need shoeing, things like that. I
Sure,
got
come
nothing better to do.
find me at the east side of camp when you've been settled. And once you have been, I'm sure we can find your help. Won't tire him out too much, and he turns to Aaron before you have to go a delve in tomorrow. And she just says, thank you, Alphonse. I'll let you get back to your preparations. Thanks, milady. He turns and heads out after giving a nod to all of you. And you see, like, on his uniform, he's also got that symbol, similar to the banners. And Erin just turns back to you and she says, right, I can show you to where you'll be staying. We've set out a couple of tents for you so that you'll be comfortable. Is there anything
Okay.
else I can do for you I leave you to your own devices.
Yeah, where's a man get a last meal around here?
Of course, let me show you that as well. And she takes you out of the tent, and over close by like where Lex's tent is set up, you see a couple of other like larger tents, and she points at them for the men and the women of your group. It says, you can set yourselves up however you want, but there's 2 fairly spacious tents for all of you. You should have everything that you need in there in terms of bedding and comfort. But if you need anything else, anyone around can help you to get you what you need. As for meal, she points just down the way, and you see this like shimmering doorway open. You've been in once before. You're welcome in once again. You should be able to find whatever food and drink you need for the evening. You won't be able to bring it out with you, but it will stay in your belly and inebriate you as any real drink would. As long as you eat it with and drink it within there. Please, and she turns to you, Campion, try to refrain from licking the floors.
Oh, he's moved on for that. He's on the ceilings now.
Right. Otherwise, I would advise you all to make your peace and say your prayers. I have no idea what we're in for tomorrow. And though we're going to do our best to figure this out and prevent catastrophe, there are no guarantees. So, do what you need.
Hey, no pressure, just have to save the fucking world.
It's kind of the life you lead now. Welcome. It only gets harder.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
She just gives like a tired smile and says, "Is there anything else I can do for any of you?"
Don't think so. You've been helpful enough to help us get settled and all. It's, I imagine since this is all your circus, you need to be playing ringmaster.
Yes, it is quite a circus. Yes, I have some more duties to do before I get to turn in for the night. If you need something, I will be in the command tent, and my own tent is, she just like points it out, just over that way. If you need something from me, or Lex, you're welcome in either of our tents. If you can find us, we'll help you out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Is there, no, this might not be the best time there in the world, but I mean, how you holding up? Is there anything you need from us, potentially?
Anything we can do to help?
I appreciate it. I think the best thing is for you to all have clear heads and good rest for tomorrow. Make sure that you're prepared and that you feel like you have what you need to go in there. If there's any doubts in your mind or questions you feel are unanswered,
Oriana
you should ask them.
resists the temptation to look at Campion when she says that.
I think we all think about it for a minute.
You should ask them now or handle them. Because I don't know in there what we'll be facing, and hesitation at a crucial moment could be the difference between life and death.
I have an odd thing to ask.
Yes.
Back before I sort of changed jobs, I was able to use that send and spell. It is communicate over long distances. I can't do that anymore, but I would very much like to make a very important call. Is there any way I could, I don't know, borrow something that would like hold on to that spell for me to use it or something? If I'm going in somewhere and might not be coming back, there's someone I would like to actually say goodbye to just in case.
I don't know. I can look around and see. But I personally do not have that ability. I know that there are people around who potentially do, but I don't know if they have the ability to transfer it outward, so I will look for you, but I cannot guarantee anything.
That's fine. Just don't want to leave one particular loose end.
But she points at Oriana. Your friend here can, if she's met this person, potentially could send this message for you.
Yeah, that's a bit of a last resort. I would like to be able to do the one who does the
I
talking,
understand.
not have to play telephone.
Peregrine, do you still have the staff?
Yeah, but I'm not attuned to it.
I think we can make it work.
I was thinking that too, actually, between the two of us.
Well, he would need to be attuned to it
Right.
if he wants to cast it.
I think we can see about doing something.
Well, you have plenty of time. That's what you need, and you have an item that can do it for you.
Well, then I think I may just take that route.
Is there anything else?
If we survive all of this, can you give me some inside tips on how to, and I'll point at the door, how to cast that?
If we survive, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
May take you a while to get it, though.
Oh, I imagine so.
Yes, Peregrine.
I just wanted to say, and I reach my hand out, and it starts as like a blue blossom before it becomes my mage hand. I just wanted to say thank you. Because I didn't know what I was doing or where to go. And you gave me kind of a little push, and it helped.
That is warming to see. I am very glad that you have managed to control and weave the power within you. You are a very strong woman, Peregrine.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank you for the little bit of guidance and the little push in the right direction.
Sometimes what we need is birthed from the ashes of our failures.
I'd agree.
So I would think of them not as bad moments, but as turning points and learning opportunities. And it seems like you turned that into a very large strength. If you ever need anything, you know where to find me.
I will.
Then I will leave you all to your evening. Like I said, if you need anything, you know where to find me. Please don't hesitate, and I hope you do have a good night. See you in the morning. She'll turn back around and head back to that main tent, leaving you all to your own business.
Mm-hmm.
And as she does, this is where we'll take our break.
Awesome.
Help.
Great deal.
Ooh boy.
So we will be back shortly after we take a short break, grab a drink, grab some food if needed, use the restroom, stretch your legs, and don't go anywhere because we will be right back to jump into whatever is next and what this group chooses to do for their last evening on Outanian.
I mean, probably.
Before they
I mean,
delve
we'll
into
see.
the Ruins of Stillness.
I give us 60-40.
But
I think we'll be okay.
But no, we'll see what they choose to do for the evening before their big adventure. So stick around. We'll be right back. See you soon. All right, we are back. Let's put this back on. Do our little do. And all right. So you all are left standing in front of the tents that were provided to you by Aaron. And you have the evening to yourselves. It's beginning to get dark. It is getting to around dinner time. So.
Cool. I want to get to a tent, drop off my stuff, probably get out of my gear.
Yeah.
And then go into the magic house and get some grub.
Easy enough to do. Yep. You head into the mansion. It's laid out fairly similar, but you see that the dining area is a little bit larger. There's like a couple of tables set out, and you see that it's more of like set out like a buffet, so that like soldiers can come in, line up, get what they need, like settle down for their nightly meal, then head back out to their posts or whatnot. So
cool.
So you are free to get food, and there's a variety of all different types of meals. There's pretty much anything you could think of.
Cool. Yeah. Get ample grub, eat. I don't know if anybody comes along with or what.
Yeah. I would go.
Okay.
Cool.
I'd be there.
For a chance of food and drink, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys go and grab some grub. Get yourselves comfortable. Have a nice meal. It's easy enough to do.
Are we ready for what's coming up?
Probably not. Are we ever ready for anything that we just go blundered into? Even if we think we're ready?
I have a few things I want to take care of, a few small things, but I think Aaron is right to warn us that we are needing to be ready for anything as well as comfortable in how we go in.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that. Not because of my own personal accords. I was given something, and I don't know if I should give it to someone yet. But it seems like it might be a good time to give it to them. I'm not quite sure.
I mean, what were the circumstances with which you were supposed to give something to somebody?
I was told to give this if something were to happen to this person.
Has something happened to that person?
Not yet.
Then no.
But could if we all don't make it. But
I feel like you're being purposely obtuse.
Can you maybe use actual like proper nouns?
Yeah. It's Lex gave me something to give to Aaron, but I feel like if she wanted to give it to her now, she would just give it to her now. You know what I mean? So like, do I not do that?
I would say
And hope for the best.
What were she said to give it to her if something happened to her, correct?
Yeah.
Then don't give it to her now.
Right.
I would imagine that something happened to her means dead.
Well, yeah.
She is clearly alive.
Right, but Aaron said to square away anything, unfinished. I don't know if this is considered.
That's not your unfinished business.
Yeah, that's why I'm struggling with this affairs.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not your unfinished business to square away yet.
Right.
If we make it out and Lex does not, then you do what you're supposed to do. If we all make it out, then you don't.
But what if Aaron doesn't make it out and Lex does?
That wasn't the arrangement.
That's true.
I think we should focus on what we need to deal with. You need, and I
Yeah.
reach into my bag and I pull out the staff because I'm not toting it because I'm not attuned to it, and I lay it down. It can hold one sending spell at a time.
It's about all I need. Figure just if I borrow it for about an hour, give it back.
Just let me know when you're ready for it, and I can cast it into it.
You
I mean,
can
go ahead and
send-
cast it. I can use it whenever I can actually use it.
I think you have to
I forgot to-
discharge what's in there first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me look and see what's in there.
I don't think Peregrine discharged what was in there. I think it was
I
like
need-
blur and
No,
or
no,
mirror,
no.
mirror image. Sorry, mirror image and something else that Oriana put in there.
Yeah,
time.
it's got shield and mirror image in it
That's what I
right
thought,
now because I never discharged them because I never
Yeah.
used them.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you got the book afterwards and you unattuned to the staff
Mhm.
before you
Yeah.
discharged those. So
Okay, so somebody's gonna have to attune to it and just like fire off those spells.
yeah, I'll say you don't have to fire them off, but you just have to like release them
Or
from the
dismiss
staff.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I can do that.
So yeah, you'll just need to take an hour with the staff and unattune to one of your other items, Quinn, whichever one that is.
Okay. I mean, nothing's with me at this point, so like. I
You're
can
still
just
attuned
call
to
it.
it,
Yeah,
technically.
I know. I'm
so.
saying like, so it wouldn't matter what it is.
Yeah, it
Um,
doesn't matter what it is, but you have to choose the thing that you unattune to attune to
Yeah,
this, and then
Yeah.
do the same thing to reattune afterwards.
It's fine. I'll just call it. Like, I'll just, while we're sitting and eating, because I figured that
Yeah, you can take the
That'll-
time now because you're short rest, like you're technically short resting. So it's fine.
Yeah. So I'll just call it as unattuning from the hammer and attuning to the staff, and then
sounds
I'll
good.
just reattune to it when it's bedtime.
No problem.
I'll cast sending into it then once it's ready.
Okay. So I'll say like over the period of time that you guys are eating and chatting and stuff like that, you complete the short rest. You're able to discharge and release the spells that were in it, and Oriana is able to put a sending spell in there.
Cool.
I also have a small request. If you've got enough juice when he's done, I know I said I'm scared to go home, and I am scared to go home, but I'm gonna have to. I want to tell Orion just in case.
Yeah, I can put one more in there after Quinn's done.
Yeah. So I take the hour and I unattune from the robe so that at some point I can attune to the staff one more time.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll put my last third level into that as
Well,
well.
you
so-
can't yet.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can't
Wait.
yet.
Once.
Yeah, but
Let me
that'll have
do
to
my
be a little
thing
bit
at some
later.
point first. Damn.
So I'll
Be
say you guys
patient.
finish your meals.
hmm
Quinn, you head off to make your message.
Oh, since I know Perry wants it, once like everything gets done, I can just do it sitting right there at the table in my
Okay.
head
All right.
because
I just wasn't sure if Quinn was prepared to just do it like there, or if he needed some time to kind of figure out what he wanted to do. So
honestly, both he and I work best just doing this shit live.
okay.
So
All right. All right. So you grab a hold of the staff. You
yeah.
weave the magic, and
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to send?
He's going to send a message to his sister,
Of course.
and yeah, the one person that is not sitting within 5 feet that he actually knows and would care to call. Let's see. I hate this part with the word count. All right. So yeah. So he casts a spell to her. He's like, going somewhere dangerous tomorrow. Might not make it out. In case I don't, you're the best thing Ma ever brought back from the beach. Love you, jerk. Might have gone over. I don't care.
No, that's fine. It takes a moment, but you get back. Me too?
Well, shit.
But that's just kind of our life lately. You suck at words. You're too stubborn to die.
These are all true.
I'll be seeing you, bro. Love ya.
Cool. So after I do that, just don't say anything, just hand it back.
I mean, she is going dangerous places. Like,
oh yeah, no,
where
all the
was
time,
she
I'm
leaving?
Sure.
Where was she heading off to when you guys first
I
met
know.
her?
Yeah.
Right? So,
I just didn't know that she was like on a schedule to also do something horrible the following day. Like we have light days.
I mean,
we
most
just
of
got
her
off
days are probably pretty intense, given
Probably.
the stuff that
I'm just
she's
saying,
been
like,
doing.
right, but I'm just saying we just had a week where all we were doing was like playing road trip games.
Yeah.
You know, like
I
someone starts
Spy,
playing
something
ice.
green.
Yeah, someone starts playing I Spy until someone else just starts getting angry enough that they
Yeah, no,
throw
fair
something at
enough. Fair enough. Cool. So you take the time to unattune to the staff and hand it back to Peregrine.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Oriana, you cast the magic into the staff. You can pretty much cast it in as soon as Quinn says he's done with it, so that's easy enough.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
After I put my spells into there, I would like to go to Lex's tent.
Okay. You head to Lex's tent.
Hi, Lex.
Oh, come on in.
How are you doing?
As you step in, you can see that like her jacket is off. She's this is like the first time you've seen her kind of like not in a state of like full togetherness. You see her guns are off on one side, and she's kind of like sitting at a table, like just rubbing her brow. I mean, I'm a bit tired, but I'm okay. What's up?
I just wanted to let you know I think you were right.
I'm always right.
True.
No,
Perhaps
but
I should be more
what
suspicious.
am I right about this time? Because I'm actually a little lost here. Because
When
it's very
you
rare. I'm
men-
told I'm right. I know I'm right, but it's just
when you mentioned that my story could be about the redemption of a god, I think it's possible.
right. It's working out for you.
So far, yes. Everything seems to be going well. It's funny, I was playing a song for Peregrine that I made for her, and for just a moment there, I could have sworn I saw him standing behind her, and Ayun next to him. It made me happy.
Well, I'm glad you found some purpose in what you've done. It's always good.
You know, I'm very grateful to have met you. You've, not just because you've saved my life, though that is a big part of it, but You're a good person, Max.
That's debatable, but I obviously don't want the world to end in like a fiery explosion or like sucked into nothingness or a bunch of demons to like eat out our insides. So don't know if that's good or just self-preservation.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit, but
Maybe. I'll
Well.
I'll give you a piece of honesty. Because I think you and your friends deserve it. Where we go tomorrow, what happens, I will do my best to make sure that things go in our favor. But I'm telling you, I'm not a good person, because at the end of the day, if the choice is the world or her life, this world can fucking burn. And if any of you attempt to circumvent that, you can burn with it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. And I do understand. And I wouldn't blame you.
I don't think it'll come to that, but like I said, I want all my cards on the table. Deception's not really my thing.
I appreciate that.
Great.
I'll let you get back to your preparations.
I'll let you get back to your prayers.
I'll just walk out.
You see her just
And-
go back to like sort of holding her head, like just in a moment of thinking.
And when I'm about 10, 20 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. I knew it.
All right. Quinn, I think you said that after you were finished with your stuff, you wanted to go find Alphonse to help out with some smithing and stuff.
Yeah, like if there's any sort of stuff, because I know like making camp, those kind of tasks are done, especially with like a military force moving in. Got to make sure everything is like
Yeah, you
up to
easily
code.
find Alphonse and a few of the other like more like higher ranking soldiers in the group. And easily enough, they put you to work helping you like sort weapons, make sure everything is like up to grade, should anything break out, like no blade is going to like be useless in battle. They're all sharpened correctly. The handles are attached correctly. The grips are correct. Cross guards are attached properly. If anything is like not well situated, like show you where to go to like help like retune it up on the blades, and like they have sort of like a makeshift forge where they can like bang out any imperfections and try to get things sort of in good working order. They also get you to help with some like arrow fletching and things like that, and you are easily put to work for a little while to help make preparations for any kind of incursion or battle that might have to happen.
Awesome. Whenever I've done basically a reasonable amount,
I'll say make a strength smithing check, so you can use your like smithing with proficiency and strength as the
here
as the
I will do that,
the attribute.
Okay, let's see how this works. Oh God, I make everything worse. I make it all worse.
Oh, I mean, you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You know what? They probably put me to work for 5 minutes. Like, oh God, oh no, and
you
just
start
kick me the fuck out.
You start to help, and you're working on things, and they notice that, like, as you're doing things, it's like you're just like your mind's not in it. And they kind of like settle with you and like sit down and are like, you know what? You've got a big day tomorrow. We appreciate you wanting to help, but it's probably best you like get yourself in order and get your thoughts in order. Like, we get it. We get, like, they're not mad at you. They're like, know this shit's serious, and you were trying to find something to distract you, but you can't be distracted while doing this because we are the line of defense, and if anything happens to you, we've got to make sure that we can hold the line. So you just, take some time. They kind of like pat you on the back and like, give you words of encouragement. But yeah, they kind of like take the stuff away from you as they see that you're kind of like not sharpening, like you're actually like dulling a blade as you're like trying to sharpen it. And they're like,
like I said, I know, making shit worse.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, when they rightfully kicked me out of helping, the only other thing I wanted to do before just basically calling it a night and reattuning to the hammer and stuff, I want to try and get my hands on, and maybe I have to go bug Aaron for this, like just some paper envelopes if I can get it, and writing utensils and such.
You don't have to bug Aaron. You like, she told you to just talk to people within the camp, and and you just find like someone like sort of running by, like a runner helping, and you kind of like stop them, and easily enough they ask you what you need, and when you say writing utensils, they say it'll be brought by to your tent to make sure that you have them. Just give us like 15 minutes or whatever, and I'll have it brought. So you easily do get some.
Okay, cool. So whenever I get that, I'm going to write some stuff out. And then after I am done, I want to go find Perry, but I know that she's going to have crap she wants to do, especially because she was just handed a magic spell stick.
Yep.
So whenever it is that
we'll come back to you.
I can jump back into that. Yeah, that is like the last thing I've really got. So
okay. All right, cool. So Peregrine.
In the time that it takes for Quinn to do all of that, and I reattuned the staff, and I go out to like the edge of the encampment, like so I can face in the direction I know home is.
Yep, easily enough. You're looking out across like rolling hills and plains, but you look out sort of to the northwest, and you can kind of recognize it because like the stars in the sky as they like shine down upon sort of that direction, and you kind of like know direction-wise where it would be.
I find a small stone, something that's like about 5 by 5, and I use stone shape to create a shield.
Okay.
And I place the shield like facing the direction of home as though I was building a shield from what we're facing. And then I grip the staff in my hand and I just press it to the ground and I cast Sending to my brother Warrior.
Okay.
I'm going somewhere dangerous in the morning and I might not make it home. I love all y'all so much. Please make sure they know that.
Takes a moment. I think you'll be fine. We never forgot. All of our love is with you. And all of our strength. You come home when you're ready. But you come home.
I will pick up the shield and I will take it back to the tent where we're staying. And I will place the shield between like our two tents.
Mm-hmm.
I will stop for a second. And to no one in particular, we are the Shields of Twilight. We stand between the light and the dark. We are going to be okay, and we are going to save this world. You just sort of plant it.
All right.
And I go inside, and I unattune to the staff and reattune to my robes.
Okay.
And just spend time sketching.
Okay. Maltaim, anything you want to do?
No.
Okay. You just spend sort of the evening walking around for a bit before finding your way back to the tent and getting ready to get your rest. Campion?
Yeah, man, camping. I guess camping. He's gonna go somewhere off and, you know, fucking pray.
Okay,
Well, I guess he's
where
gonna
off does he
fucking
where
pray.
where does he fucking go off to fucking pray?
Fucking pray,
Yeah,
God.
fucking pray, man. Jesus.
Fucking pray like a fucking chump.
Friends want me to do this shit. God damn it.
Just somewhere secluded. I don't know, man.
I mean, you can go like a little ways into the forest because this is kind of like on the edge of that forest that you came through. You can go off like closer to the plains, on the edge of camp. Like, what would you like to be like looking out over the hills and plains into the sky, in the forest, just like in a quieter part of the encampment where there are tents but not a lot of people? Like, what's your vibe?
Fuck it. We'll go to the forest.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So you just find a like a secluded little area, maybe like 5 minutes into the forest, and you're there. It's quiet. You hear the vague sounds of some owls, some skittering of a few small woodland animals, but that's it.
Gotcha. So camping, you know, I guess he's like, I don't really know how to really do this. I don't know who's currently listening, but I need help. I don't know what's gonna happen in this interaction where we're going towards the chain. But if I do survive, I need answers.
There is something dark in me. And I know sooner or later I am going to hurt people I care about. And I just want to know, what can I do? So if anyone can help me, this is the time. Amen.
Do you also like cross yourself afterwards, but like do one of those really over exaggerated ones, like
You know,
up, down, left, right, up and like up and to the left, up and to the right, like down, left, like
Yeah.
do like the whole compass.
How did Quinn do this?
He hit a
Quinn
hammer to the
didn't.
ground.
No.
Really.
What do you mean you can't see me? Did they seriously just like? Did you just John Cena in front of your face?
Yeah. Okay. I think that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Gods
All
can't
right.
see me.
You do your prayer.
Okay. Cool.
Give a little salute.
And anything else?
Oh my god.
no, because there's honestly no other time for me to do anything else.
Okay. So you eventually head back to the tent. Sinric?
Holy balls.
I would like to go try and find Erin, actually.
Okay. Easy enough. You find her in the command tent. You wait for a moment as you see she's like speaking to someone and pointing some things out before they trot off, and she sees you and she says, yes, come in, Sinric. How can I help you?
I know you're busy. Just come
no,
to ask a
it's
favor.
fine. Of course. What can I do for you? If I can do it, I will.
Well, the only people I can really say peace to are the ones here. My favor is, if we don't make it, could you at least tell my family? And I will leave the hat like on a table. And if I couldn't hang my honors up there, maybe they would at least see to hanging this.
I see. I don't even know if they know you're alive.
Well, if we succeed, maybe that's for the better.
Is it?
I honestly don't know.
I
But
will
if I
do
don't
as
make
you wish.
Unfortunately, I mean, if I don't make it, it's not like I'll be able to be the one that breaks that news.
No, it's just I will be walking in. How many years has it been?
Too many to count, almost a decade.
Right. That many years after the fact that you've never contacted them at all? And I'll be the one bringing them news that you are dead.
Not something I'm proud of, not something I would ask lightly, but
No, I will do as you wish, because I would hope that if I had a request, it would be taken care of in the same manner, but let's make sure that that is not the first message they get in a decade from someone they barely know.
well, I'm gonna try my best, but I mean, if the situation calls for it, at least I have a plan.
Of course. And if I can make it happen, I will. Respect what you have asked.
Just kind of give her a little bow and walk out.
All right. Anything else?
And with that, I'm just gonna go find a quiet place in the woods to just sit until it's time to go to bed.
Okay.
And not be around anyone.
All right. You just take some quiet time to yourself to just relax, listen to the sounds of the forest around you, calm yourself, and just think. Or maybe not think. Just be on your own.
Get into that clear headspace for tomorrow.
All right. Peregrine. It's a couple of hours later.
Uh-huh.
Quinn comes by.
So we just come in, pull out like a small stack of envelopes.
Mhm.
Got a favor to ask you.
All right.
Can I borrow the bag for a moment?
Sure.
All right, so I take the bag and then I just hold up one of the envelopes, and on the front of it just says, "Everybody."
Mm-hmm.
Shit goes sideways tomorrow, or at any point. This for all of you.
Okay.
Shove that in the bag.
Mhm.
And then I pick up the rest of them and just sort of fan it out, and each one has everybody's name on it. And these ones are private.
Okay.
And they just shove those in there as well. The way this thing works, you got to know what's in there if you're going to be able to actually get it out. Otherwise, there's, you got to upend it, and then bits of head wind up everywhere.
Right. I don't allow heads to be put in this bag, but yes. You'd never want to put it in Campion's.
No, I don't know what's going to start growing in there at some point, but I feel as though one day something will reach out for him, and I don't want to be there when that happens.
Right. Well.
With the way things may or may not shake out, I figure better safe than sorry.
Right. Well, here's hoping we don't ever see what you wrote in there. Plan on making it out alive.
I mean, I don't exactly plan on not making out alive myself, but I haven't planned on anything that's happened to me. Not a single damn thing. I didn't plan on being a small child near death, carried all around until my ma could find a miracle to save my life. I didn't plan on not dying at sea and finding the life I have now, run into any of you, or anything that's happened. I've just constantly moved forward and either failed laterally or failed upward. And it's gotten me here. And with what I've seen of all these things we've come across so far, the places we've been where things are their absolute darkest, I know that it is not my choice as far as whether or not I get to make it out of where we're going. So that being said, I figure just in case.
Right.
So things go the way I think they, I hope they don't in there. And I think there's a chance of, then feel free to pass those out. Or if I just one day up and leave and don't come back, either way.
Okay. Don't do that. Don't just leave and not come back.
Well, I don't plan on doing that either, but like I said, what the fuck have I ever planned? I just figure that I have no idea what's going to happen once I wake up in the morning, like most days. But with what's on the table, I may as well just, take care of what business I had left. That's what we were told to do.
Right.
Now, at this point, at least got to, say something to my sister.
Right.
And just sort of hold the bag, pat it on the side. And now, just in case, the rest of you are covered.
Right.
I think this is the least I've heard you say. Possibly ever.
I don't know what to say anymore.
Mm.
Oh no. Okay, wait. I think my web died for a second there.
You kind of like jumped across your screen.
Yep. Can you hear me?
We
We
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't get the last 10 seconds of that because of my internet went kaplonk.
Oh. Oh, I thought we must have written the last 10 seconds. I'll do it again. Just in case. Take two.
Yeah.
From my experience as someone who is normally pretty garbage with words, I find that a lot of times they're just sort of stupid and inadequate. And they don't really get across that which you really need to. And I'm going to just get right over next to her. And I'm going to just give her a hug.
Hug him back.
Okay. Get your hugs.
We'll give Perry a hug. We won't give Oriana a hug.
I'm sorry, what has Perry ever done to Quinn? Or to the rest of the group that was not helpful and good and kind? Bitch. And I'll just stay there for as long as it feels warranted.
Okay.
Yeah.
And second that she wants to try to pull away, just split, and then
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you rest up. Big shit tomorrow.
Right.
Right. I'll just turn and walk out.
Okay.
Get some sleep, Quinn.
All right. As you all eventually make your way to bed, getting yourselves ready.
Well, I actually would like to do one more sending. I mean, Oriana would like to do 20 more, but
Okay.
I'm
What would you
sticking
like
to
to?
just the one.
What would you like to send?
Hi, Mama. My friends and I are going to be doing something very dangerous tomorrow. I love you and Dad. I'll message you as soon as we're safe.
It takes a moment. Eventually you hear back. I know that you will be as safe as you can be. You have good friends, Oriana. My little star. Come back home when you are ready. We will be waiting for you. Okay. You all find yourselves getting as comfortable as possible, trying to get a good night's rest, knowing the unknown faces you in the morning. And it is hard. You toss and you turn. Your brain's running a mile a minute, thinking of every possible scenario that could occur. But eventually, you find yourselves to sleep. Campion.
Yeah.
You are in darkness for a moment. And all you hear is tick, 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 tick. And eventually your vision solidifies. And you're staring out into blackness. But as you kind of turn your gaze to the side and down, you look sort of around you. And you are sitting on what seems to be a minute hand of a clock. And you see the second hand ticking. And on the opposite side, as you turn your gaze, you see the hour hand. And a figure in golden armor just sitting there. And she turns over and looks at you. Was a good try.
Yeah, I'm not really used to the whole thing.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah. You're not great at it, but it was a start.
Sorry about the whole first meeting situation. I was really excited. I'm not good with social cues.
It's fine. It's fine. It always takes a bit.
So is this the part where you tell me what's wrong with me?
You already know what's wrong with you. I mean, are you talking about what you know already, or
Is there a way to fix it?
well, the whole soul thing? Yeah. I mean, that's a fairly straightforward one. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do that for you right now. Sorry. You don't pray once and then just get all of your wishes fulfilled. That would be real funny.
I feel like that would be, I mean, a very good way to get, more followers. That's
Oh, you are very good, Campion. We both fucking know that you wouldn't just follow me after I did that for you. Please. You're not a devout. Come on. But you are an inventor, and I do like inventions. I do like creation. I do like the improvement of society and the world. So I have an interest in you and you doing well, of course. But yeah, I'm not just gonna help you because you like prayed once and you're scared. But keep at it. And if you're honestly and really do want help, I'm happy to help you. And we'll work on something. We'll workshop it, as scientists do. But as for the urges, that's all you, my friend. No devil pact, contract, soul bond is making you enjoy what you do. So you need to figure that one out. I'm not sure what to tell you about that one. If you like murdering people, I mean, some people do. If that's an urge that you can't control, I can't really help you with that one. I think it is something you can control, to be honest. I don't think you enjoy it as much as you think you do. I think you're misconstruing enjoyment with confusion, with terror, with the unknown, with being put in a position where you have no control because you are a scientist. You're an inventor. The control is always with you. You always have all the facts, all the information. You don't do anything without it. You need to understand the situation, and I think you don't. And that scares you.
You'd be correct in that assumption.
I know. You're going to figure this out, though. And you have some good friends to do it with. And if you really, truly, and honestly want help with this, and you keep asking, you will get it. I will tell you, it's not going to be an easy road. But we'll work on it together. That's a promise I can give you. Oh, and your death. Yeah, that'd just be a minor inconvenience. It would suck for you and not really do anything for him, and then he'd just get to continue with what he needs to do. So I wouldn't bank on that one. I mean, you can do it. It's just going to put you in a really crappy place. It's not going to end the world or anything like that. Just, it'll be kind of shitty for everyone involved. So can you try not to intentionally, get yourself killed? Let's try to hold off on that one.
Well, if it's going to take more time for me to find the answers I seek, I guess I can't die.
Oh, secret between us girls, I will say this. You're in a bit of a unique position from your friends. You see, a soul that's already bound to a contract can't be marked by a dark god. I'll leave you with that one. You can noodle on it. And you just hear that tick, tick, and eventually your hand just, and you just slide off into the darkness and back into the land of dreams and nothingness.
Told you so. Cough, cough, cough. So I felt like that one was from everybody. I just wanted to deliver that, just, you know.
But you all wake up in the morning, well rested,
Yay.
and ready to take on a new day. Check your spells, check the things you need, make sure you've done all the infusions that you could potentially want for this place, have marked off your sheets what you need, have learned and prepared all of the things necessary.
Spell prep. Spell prep.
Is there anything anyone would like to do in this morning before you gather at the tent to begin your
I assume
little
we're
adventure?
all together at this point, or
Yeah, eventually, like, once you guys, put on your things, get yourselves together, you all kind of reconvene, your group specifically, outside the tents that you've been assigned.
Yeah. I would just, I guess, before we all gather, I would just have like a small prayer to like myself in my little secluded area, and just say, Avandra, please help us in our journey into the unknown. I am more used to the fun horrors of not knowing what's coming next, but there are people I care about that are is worried still, and I hope you got us through.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. You finish your prayer and reconvene with the group.
so we're all together.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, if we're going in there, if anything does happen, I'm at least glad it's going to be happening around this group of people here. But I will say this as well. We're going into the unknown. We're going into a place where the abyss could be staring at us the whole way. I say we go in, we stare back, and we tell whatever is lurking there to go back to wherever it came from. We're not to be messed with. We're going to stand. We're going to come out. We're going to do this. We don't have a choice.
Yeah. I think that's possibly the smartest thing you have ever fucking said.
I have to agree. That is probably the most eloquent I think I've ever heard you be.
Very inspirational.
All right, so plan A. We go in there, kick whatever the fuck it is right in the taint, send it packing, and we leave. Get some tacos.
Aqua brunch.
Yep.
Kicking the unknown in the taint, I guess.
Sounds like a rich full day.
Let's go do what shields do best. Let's protect this world.
I was going to say be a makeshift umbrella, but yeah, that too.
Or a sled.
You
ever ridden down the shield on a hill? I mean, it's kind of fun, not gonna lie.
Yes.
Not a lot of
yes, I
snow.
have.
Not a lot of snow where I grew up, so didn't get a chance. Now I regret not trying it coming down that mountain.
Add it to the list of things we do when we get out of here. Take Quinn shield sledding. Very important.
All right. You all eventually find yourselves to the front of the command tent, and you gather together and prepare yourselves for the trek. And eventually Aaron and Lex come to greet you, both looking ready and serious. They give you a nod. And you all begin the walk out of the camp and over a rolling hill. Maybe 5 minutes out before Erin stops and you see her kind of look around for a moment, seemingly spotting something. You watch as she closes her eyes and begins tracing runes in the air and speaking in a language that sounds, for those of you who know it, like Celestial. But must be some ancient dialect, because even those of you that do know that language, you are unable to understand most of it, beyond some words like open and seal.
Ooh.
But it doesn't make much sense otherwise. But finally, with the ritual completed after a few minutes, you feel a rumble beneath your feet as the grassy knoll begins to part, and a small hole appears with a stony path spiraling downward. With a deep breath and a nod between Lex and Erin, you all begin slowly making your way down the rocky path into the unknown. And after a few minutes, you level off in the darkness of the space and see a large cavern that leads into an archway that heads further in to this strange ruin. And that's where we'll end our session for tonight.
Oh, fuck.
Holy fuck, you guys!
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Holy fuck,
So
you
who's ready,
guys!
ready to go do some cave diving?
My heart is going a mile a minute.
You know, I wasn't as nervous before, but then like everyone was like saying goodbye, and I was like, oh shit. It's,
Look,
like,
man,
hitting
we
me.
were told. We
I
were
know.
actively told.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
hey
just
guys,
wasn't ready for it. I just wasn't
get
ready
your
for it.
shit in order. If you don't have a will, consider availing yourself of the camp attorney and notary public, because they can
Woo.
draft one for you.
But I will give you just a brief peek, because we have a couple of minutes as you sort of step through into this next area.
So excited and
Are we
also
actually getting a
terrified.
map?
Hell yeah.
You are
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't like that.
in the Ruins of Stillness.
Okay.
Hey, I can actually see this time.
You can.
Not dark in here.
Well, no, he has dark vision now, so even if
Oh,
it
that's
is, who
right,
cares?
that's
It
true,
is
it's dark, yeah.
completely dark in here.
Okay.
There is no light to be found anywhere
Ooh,
currently.
Finally,
boy.
everyone can see.
But this is what you step through as you step through that archway from that initial cavernous room. And we will pick up here next week, guys.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure, guys. Not at all.
As they delve the first area of this ruin. And what they find, we do not know, but it will be very interesting. So thank you, everyone, for coming back in the new year and rejoining us and not forgetting about us after that long 3 weeks that we were off until now. We appreciate you all, and we hope you enjoyed this preparation session for the literal final leg of this first arc. This is going to be an interesting one. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and remember, if you enjoyed what we do in our session, please share it with other fellow D&D lovers. The best way to help our stream grow is to spread the word. And remember, folks, It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday. Make good choices. And we hope to see you back here next week.
Bye,
See you soon.
guys.
Come
Thanks
back
for
and
sticking
watch
with
us
us.
try to not die.
We're
Be a
not gonna
fun one.
die. We got
Oh,
this.
we're gonna be okay.
I said
We're gonna
try
be
to
okay.
not die. I'm putting a positive spin on it.
What a